2021 had a metric fuck ton of great albums, and it looks like 2022 is in for its fair share as well. So, without further ado, the most anticipated, let's just get on with it if it's that anticipated, Jesus. Right, before I get into some of the albums that actually have official release dates, I'm just going to go through some of the bands that I'm anticipating will have albums, but we don't actually have any information for. So first of all, Megadeth with The Sick, The Dying and The Dead. This album has been anticipated for a long time. I was actually watching some YouTube channels earlier on, and this album was on people's anticipated lists of 2021. I think it was actually even on some for 2020. So people have been waiting for this album for a long time now, but it does sound more and more likely that it is going to be out this year. So always interested to see what Dave Mustaine does. Megadeth are a band I either love or hate. Dystopia was a great album, a real return to form. And I mean, Dave Mustaine, I think it's Scott Ian who said if it wasn't for Dave Mustaine, there very well might not be thrash metal. You know, such an influential guitar player and songwriter. So, you know, never count him out. I'm expecting good things from this album. So yeah, Megadeth, hopefully that'll be out this year. Staying with the big four, Anthrax. From what I understand, I don't think there's been any information about an album coming out this year at all, to my knowledge. But again, a lot of people are expecting one. They're anticipating one. And Anthrax are by far my least favourite of the big four. But I did enjoy some of their earlier albums. I thought Sound of White Noise was actually a good album as well. And but they did have a string of pretty bad albums. But yeah, the last couple they've done were pretty strong. So yeah, I'm very interested to see where they go with that as well. Another incredibly influential band who of course influenced a lot. Devin Townsend will be releasing another album, Light Work. Nearly fell. By the way, part of the reason I've not done a video in a little while again is because it's been constantly raining. I mean, it's just windy as fuck out here right now as well. I mean, there's a reason I stopped doing these walking videos, but people love them, so I've got to keep on doing them. Great. But yeah, Devin Townsend is supposed to be releasing Light Work at some point this year. Of course, at the end of last year, he released the double album. Well, it was technically two albums, but really it's a double album. The Puzzle and Snuggles. Kind of more of an ambient piece of work. Still haven't had my album actually turn up yet. I don't know when that's going to be. It's been over a month late now. Anyway, that's a video for another day. Devin Townsend, always looking forward to his music, just like my CD. Slipknot will supposedly be putting out a new album this year as well. I think there's a lot of reports that they've written. I think a lot of the album might be written, or certainly a good chunk of the album's written. Again, I've heard reports like this is going to be the angriest one we've done since this song or this album or whatever. I'll be interested to see what they do, because We Are Not Your Kind, what's that, 2019 was it that came out? That was a great album. That was a real return to form for the band. I thought Corey's voice sounded the best he's sounded in years. What did we have recently? The Chapeltown Rag, which was a pretty solid song. It wasn't up there with stuff like All Out Life, but yeah, it was a good song. So hopefully we'll get something from Slipknot. And the last one I wanted to mention, and I don't know if this is a thing or not, I stumbled across this the other day. I don't know if there's any rumours of an album coming out from this band at all, but Propane. Some of you might remember them. Was it The Truth Hurts? Stuff like that. Real hard, metallic, hardcore band, but I always enjoyed their music. So there's I don't know, I'm sure I read somewhere that there was talk of an album coming out by those guys this year, possibly. I might have just made that up. That might just be a thing in my brain that doesn't exist in reality at all. That's really possible and worrying. Now I'm going to go through some of the ones that we do actually have release dates for. We know when they're coming out. Also, part of the reason I wanted to do this video, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of stuff that I've missed. I've just been kind of going through some of the sites over the last couple of days trying to find what I can. So if there's albums you know of or that you're expecting, please leave the comments down below. And yeah, I'll add them to my list because I really want to start getting some reviews going again this year. Man, I hope you guys can hear me because it's windy as fuck. So first up, on the 11th of January, we've got Devils of Loudon, or Loudon. I've not actually heard this band before, but some of the titles from their upcoming album, Escaping Eternity, caught my eye. The Scourge of Beasts, Abyss Walker, and Praise the Eternal Nightmare. I'm wondering if there's going to be a relation to the game Bloodborne or Dark Souls. I mean, the Abyss Walkers were in Dark Souls 3, Scourge of Beasts and Eternal Nightmare definitely have references to Bloodborne. So anything that's, has that sort of stuff in its lyrics is cool by me. I think they're classed as melodic death metal. I think this is actually their debut album. I think they've done a fair few EPs, but this is their debut album. But yeah, that one's coming out in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to check that one out. Continuing with the death metal theme, we've got Fit for an Autopsy, a band that I've heard the name of many times, but I've never actually checked out. They've got Oh, What the Future Holds. That's coming out on 14th of January. So I'll be checking that out. Then we have the Japanese experimental maestros themselves, Boris, of course named after a Melvin song. They're releasing their next album. God knows what album this is. They've released so many albums, but they're always interesting. They're always changing things up. I think their album's going to be called W. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but that will be on the 21st of January. Once again, returning to the Bloodborne theme, we have Abysmal Dawn with the Nightmare Frontier on the 4th of February. I think that this is actually just an EP, and I've got a feeling that 2 of the songs might have been released already, or from previous albums, or I'm not sure. But the actual title track itself has actually already been released, and yeah, it's completely about the game Bloodborne, which is amazing. I didn't really sell that, did I? But yeah, that's going to be coming out on the 4th of February. Also on the 4th and 5th, why did no one tell me of my hair? We've also got another couple of albums out on the 4th of February. We've got Requiem, which is the new Korn album. I actually heard their recent single and I wasn't that bothered by it, to be honest. But I will check the album out. The Nothing that came out again, I think that was 2019. That had some good stuff on it. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do. We also have Venom Prison with Erebos. That's also coming out on the 4th of February. I think that I'm pretty sure I reviewed their last album. I can't remember when that came out, but I'm pretty sure I was impressed with it. The fact that I'm trying to remember it obviously shows that I haven't listened to it much since then, so I'll have to reacquaint myself with that album. But I know they're kind of one of those real up-and-coming bands that getting better and bigger with each album that they put out, so I'll definitely be checking that one out. A week after that, we get to the 11th of February, and that is going to be a very, very busy weekend because there is a ton of albums coming out over that week. Well, on that day. First of all, there's Once Human, of course, the band with Logan Mader, ex-Machine Head, and what's her name? Lauren Hart. Yeah, that's their 3rd album. I've not really been blown away by what I have heard of their previous albums. It kind of seemed a little generic to me, but I've had quite a lot of people telling me to check them out and to give them a chance. And I know they recently did a single with Rob Flynn, and I'm hearing good things about this upcoming album, so I'll be checking that out. I love these walks, but other people, not my thing. Also released on the 11th of February will be another EP from Napalm Death. What's this one called? It's quite a long title, this one. Resentment is always seismic, a final throw of throws. Yes, I don't know if this is leftover material or stuff that was written at the same time as their last album. Was it Defeating the Throws? Oh God, I can't remember the title of that. That was a great album. Is that 2020 that one came out? Yeah, that was a gloriously heavy classic Napalm Death album, and from a band who are well into their 50s at this point and showing absolutely no signs of slowing down, still brimming with ideas and still basically showing a lot of people how it's done. Yeah, it's really great. That was one of the joys of last year, was stuff like Cannibal Corpse and Carcass as well. These older bands who were still putting out absolutely quality music, and yeah, long may it continue. So yeah, Napalm Death, that would be great. Another album for the 11th is Author and Punisher with Crueler, I think it's called. Author and Punisher is a very, very heavy industrial, very dark, very brooding, very heavy. I'm not sure if Author and Punisher has actually got a few more people in the band now. It used to be just one guy who's literally this, I think he's like a designer or an engineer, and he constructed his own piece of musical equipment. It literally weighed a ton. I'll leave a link in the description for there's a sort of mini documentary about this guy, but it's really stunning what he does. I was listening to the first single from it the other day, and yeah, it sounds a bit different to some of the stuff he's done before. Still dark, still brooding, still heavy as hell. It worked really well, so I'm very much looking forward to that. On the same day, we have Voivod with their latest album, Synchro Anarchy, and is it The Wake? That their last album came out. That might have been 2018, 2019. I'm not sure. That was a great album. Always a pleasure to see what Voivod are up to. And also on the same day, sorry, I'm trying to concentrate while walking down this hill. Also on the same day, we have Zeal and Ardor with their self-titled album. I think there's been about 4 or 5 singles released from this already, and all of them were pretty damn good. And it's always nice to check out what Manuel Gagnow, is that the guy's name? Yeah, it's always nice to hear what he's doing, what he's coming up with, because he's another one of these guys who's kind of pushing the boundaries and doing something a little different. Moving on to the 25th of February, and we have the self-titled Corpse Grinder album. Of course, this is the debut solo album with George Corpse Grinder Fisher from Cannibal Corpse, of course, and I think this is part produced by Jamie Jaster, so that'll be interesting to see. And I know that Eric Rutan appears on the album as well. I'm not sure if he's just on certain songs or if he contributes to all of it, but yeah, there's I think there's a single out already, Acid, Vats of Acid, I think it is, which is particularly enjoyable. That'll be another cool one to check out. Another album that's being released on the 25th, and a complete change of direction, is Rosalie Cunningham with her second solo album, Zero and Below. I really enjoyed her debut album. The self-titled album is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Real trippy, psychedelic nod to a lot of progressive bands and the Beatles and early Pink Floyd and all the rest of it. It was fantastic. Really, really great album. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Then we move on to the 4th of March. Sabaton with the War to End All Wars. I'm not a huge Sabaton fan, but I did enjoy a lot of The Great War, which came out a couple of years back. Their latest single, Christmas Truce, was a really good one as well. I actually did a reaction video to that, but I didn't bother putting it out in the end. I'm kind of sick of doing them. Also on the 4th of March, we have the mighty Crowbar. What's the album called? Zero and Below. Of course, Kirk Winstein and co. God damn, he writes some heavy riffs. Crowbar are a joy to listen to. A bleak but joyful listen. And then the last one that I've got on my list for now is on the 25th of March, which is Billy Bio with Leaders and Liars. Of course, that's Billy Graziadei's solo project. This is the follow-up to his, was it again 2018, I think his last album came out. I really enjoyed that. It was real great hardcore music. So I'll be looking forward to checking that one out. That's all I've got on my list for today. I'm going to head back to the car now, as it's particularly windy, and I can see that the rain is coming in. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some more videos very soon. I know a lot of you really enjoy these walking videos, so I'm going to be doing a lot more of these this year. However, the next one I do will be at home, because I'm going to be doing a video of all my latest album pickups. I've bought quite a lot of CDs over the past month, and I thought it'd be a cool thing to be able to share with you. I've got some quite interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm going to do a video for that, and I hope that I'm going to end up doing those once every month, I think, if it's worthwhile. I noticed there's a video doing the rounds that's been going around for a couple of years that I've never bothered with, called the metal tag. Basically, I can't remember the YouTuber, I'll mention it when I actually do the video, but it's 20 questions for like collectors of metal music and the like. So I'm going to do my video response to that very soon. I'm going to be doing my top albums of 1976, and an idea that I got from the Thralls of Metal channel, I'm going to do my top 20 meaningful albums from my teens video. So I thought that would be really cool. I've also got a ton of album ranking videos that I'm getting ready as well. The first one that I'll do will be for Devin Townsend. That's going to take me a long time to put together. God damn, it's getting windy now. Yep, that wind and that rain is starting to come in. Yeah, I've got a ton of stuff coming up. So I'm hoping that you'll join me throughout this year, and yeah, we'll explore some new music together. And some old. There'll be a lot of older music I'll be talking about as well. Classic album reviews and shit as well. I'm going on now. I'll see you later. Bye, 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 bye.